Hello, everyone. I just want to thank God for another amazing opportunity to be sharing today's message with you. I believe it's going to help a lot of people. A lot of people are going to benefit from what I'm about to share with you today. Today, I'm going to be talking about why people stay in toxic relationships or abusive relationships. We've seen it everywhere. See it every day. People are staying with people who are mistreating them, who are abusing them, who are cheating on them. And why are they staying with them? That's a question. Why are they deciding to stay? People are telling them that you have to leave this person because he's beating you, he's cheating on you, he's mistreating you. But why people decide to stay? That's what I'm going to be talking about. And I believe a lot of people are going to learn, and it's going to help a lot of people to be out of those relationships, because no one deserves to be mistreated. No one deserves to be treated as a slave, because in those relationships you become a slave. So when you enter in a relationship, what normally happens is that when you enter in a relationship, you don't see yourself with that person for just a short time. You see yourself with the person for a very long time, forever, maybe, your lifetime. You just see yourself with that person. And what normally happens is that at the beginning of the relationship, the person will show you what you've never seen in your life. They will treat you like you've never been treated in your life, because what they are trying to do, they are trying to win your love. So they'll do anything. They'll say yes to everything that you are saying, even if you are talking about your future, where do you see yourself, what do you want. They'll be just agreeing to everything that you are saying, because that's what they want you to see, so that they can win your love. They'll treat you like a lady. They'll open doors for you. They'll take you to nice restaurants. They'll send you 100 text messages a day. They'll call you 1,000 times a day, just checking on you, just showing you how much they love you, how much of a gentleman they are, and trying to show you how much they love you. And as a result, you fell for that. That's what you think a person is. But what normally happens is that a person is wearing a mask. What they are showing you is what they want you to believe. It's what they want you to see. And that's what you hold on to at the beginning of relationship. Later, they in a relationship now, maybe you're married to them, or you've been with them for a long time, and they've made sure that that's the picture you hold for themselves. Then they'll start showing you who they are. They start mistreating you. They'll start cheating on you. They start abusing you physically. They'll be abusive to you, towards you, or to you. And when they start showing you who they are, we normally refuse to see that, or we normally refuse to accept that. I always say that when people show you who they are, believe them, because that's who they are. A person can say I love you. A person can speak. It's easy to speak. Anyone can speak. But what you need to believe are the actions. Monitor the actions. How are they treating you? How are they behaving? You need to monitor that, and you need to believe the actions, because action speaks louder than words. So what normally happens is that when a person starts mistreating you, starts showing who they are, we normally refuse to accept that. And those are the reason why people decide to stay in abusive relationship. So I'm going to be pointing a few points. Why are people staying in the relationship where they know they don't deserve to be there, and that person doesn't even deserve them? Number one, what will they say, what will people say? That's number one. What will people say? Because when you meet this person, when you met that person at the beginning of the relationship, you are talking to telling people how great he is and the way he's treating you, or maybe you've been even taking pictures together, posting on social media. People think you are the couple that everyone wants to be. You're like a role model. But deep down, you know that this is not the kind of treatment you are getting from this person. He's abusing you, he's cheating on you, he's doing things. But because now you've said so much about him, you don't want people to think that you are crazy. So what you'll do, you decide to stay in the relationship, because you want to maintain that you are still the couple, you are still the love lives here couple. But another thing that normally happens is that maybe some people who know that person might have warned you about this person, but you didn't want to believe. And sometimes what they normally do, they will say, don't talk to your family, don't talk to your friends, don't talk to this, don't go to this place, don't watch this channel, don't do. They start disconnecting you from everything, from everybody that you've known, and they start isolating you. And then when that thing happens, that's when they start abusing you. So why people stay in a relationship like that is because they don't want, they are worried about what will people say. Number two, they believe that he or she will change. When a person starts showing you who they are, because you at the beginning of the relationship, they were this guy who, a dream guy, the person who calls you, who opened doors for you, who's treating you so well, who's been doing so many beautiful things. And when they start showing you the other side now, they've removed the mask, they start showing who they really are. You refuse to accept that, and you believe that they will change. Oh no, if I give him time, if maybe and sometimes you even blame yourself and say, maybe I'm the one who's making him to behave like this. And they will also do the same thing. They'll say, I was not like this, you changed me. So what happened is that you continue staying in the relationship because you think maybe he's going to change. Let me give him time. He's going to change. This is not the person I know. And when you continue doing that, they'll continue showing who they really are. So it's very, very important that when they start showing you who they are, believe them. Number three is the fear of being alone. A lot of people, they don't want to be alone. A person would rather be with an abusive person, will rather be with a person who dishonor them, who mistreat them, for the sake of having someone they go to, for the sake of saying, I've got a man, I've got a woman. You stay in the relationship because you don't want to be alone. But let me tell you something, it's better to be alone and enjoy yourself than to be with someone who mistreats you. And in my previous video, I spoke about loving yourself. When you get to the level where you fall madly in love with yourself, you get to a point where you feel like, I don't need a person in my life. I've got me. I love me. And anything that doesn't meet your standards, you don't want it, because you so in love with yourself that anything that doesn't meet your standard, you say, no, this person doesn't qualify to be in my life, because you love yourself. So self-love goes hand in hand with this, that when you love yourself, you'll even enjoy being with yourself, because spending time with yourself, being on your own, it's something that you enjoy, that is something that you love. Another point is, you have lost sense of identity. When a person has been with a person for a long time, maybe they're married to that person, they don't imagine themselves outside of that marriage or of that relationship. They don't see themselves without that person. They feel like their world will fall apart without that person. They've lost their identity. All they know is that I'm so-so's wife. All they know, I'm so-so's I'm a mother. They know themselves as a mother, as a wife, as a partner to that person. They don't have their identity. They don't know who they are. So when they've lost their identity, and in that relationship, it becomes difficult for them to detach themselves from that relationship. The relationship is so embedded into that person that they don't want to leave that person and be on their own. So they've lost they can't imagine themselves without that person. Their lives is worthless without that person. So that's why they decided, I'm gonna stay. It doesn't matter how he treats me, because I don't see myself not being his wife. I don't see myself being with that person. So I'm gonna continue staying in a relationship so that I can maintain my identity, because their identity without that person is diminished. Number four, they are financially dependent on that person. I always tell ladies, when you are a lady, you need to be independent. You need to make your own money. You need to be independent, not to depend on another person. Because when you now depend on the other person, and when they start mistreating you, they start abusing you, it becomes a problem. You can't leave that person, because, when you leave that person, how are you going to survive? How are you going to take care of yourself? Because it's been taking care of you, it's been doing things for you. But if you've got your own money, you've got your own business, you're doing your own thing. When you start mistreating you, when you start doing things you don't like, you say, it's not the end of the world. I can look after myself. I can take care of myself. So that's another reason why people decide to stay in a relationship, because they say, no, there's this lifestyle that I have to maintain. I'm driving this car, I'm living in this house, and if I leave this person now, my life is not gonna be the way it's used to be. So in order for me to maintain this, I'm gonna stay. It doesn't matter whether it's cheating on me. It doesn't matter whether it's mistreating me. It doesn't matter when it's dishonoring me. But I'm gonna stand just to maintain the status that I'm driving this car, I'm living in this house. But what is important, you need to be doing things on your own. Run your own business. Even if your husband has a lot of money, is a multi-billionaire, he's got a lot of money, you need to be doing things on your own as a woman. You need to run your own business, do your own things. Don't depend on anybody. It's good for men to do things for us. It's good for men to spoil us. It's good for men to do things for us. But you need to be at the level where you are self-sufficient, where you can take care of yourself, where you can look after yourself as a person and make sure that you can be able to do things on your own without anyone's help. Because when a person decides to stop taking care of you, when they decide to leave you, but what normally happens is that when a man meets another woman, they go crazy. They stop taking care of you. They stop doing things for you that they used to do for you. And now, because you cannot take care of yourself, you are necking him, behind him, begging him. You have become a beggar. You're not a beggar. You're not supposed to beg. When a person decides to leave you, let them leave you. They must go. So, but you can't do that. You can't get to that level where you decide to leave a person in an abusive relationship or a toxic relationship because you are depending on them. If you leave them, no one's going to take care of you. So you need to get to a level where you can be able to take care of yourself, look after yourself, do things on your own, take yourself out, go to the salon yourself. Yes, it's nice, let our men spoil us, let our men do things for us, but you must get to a level where you are taking care of yourself, you're looking after yourself, doing things on your own, because people change. People, they are nice today, tomorrow they have changed. When they meet someone else, they become something else. And now you are stuck in the toxic relationship because you are depending on the person. No, it mustn't be like that. You must learn to be able to do things on your own, depending on yourself, taking care of yourself. Even if your husband has money, you can be helping him, meeting him halfway, doing things, say, let him come home, you've bought this, and you've surprised him. But if you cannot take care of yourself, you're depending on him. He's going to control you. That is given. He's going to control you. And when he controls you, I've seen a lot of people who are in abusive relationship just because a man is a provider, is taking care of the family. A woman is just there and is just a puppet. The man is abusing a woman because she cannot take care of it. You need to take care of yourself. We must stop this thing of saying, I'm looking for a man who's going to give me money. I'm looking for a man who's going to do things. Do things for yourself. God has given you hands to take care of yourself. God has given you a brain to do things for yourself without you depending on a man. Yes, we want our men to have money. Yes, we want our men to do things for us, but we must also be in a position where we are financially independent. Okay. So, in closing, I'm just going to say that when a person when they show you who they are, you need to believe them. You need to believe them, because when a person is removing that mask and start mistreating you and start treating you badly, you need to know that this is what they are showing you. So you need to believe them. Don't ignore the red flags. When they start showing those things, the red flags, don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. Don't try to ignore them, especially when the relationship is still early. When you start seeing things that, no, this thing, I don't like it. It's against my values, against my beliefs. Say no. Put a pause. But what normally happens at the beginning of the relationship, when you see those red flags, we ignore. Like, no, it's not a big deal. But later, when they start showing you, you'll remember that I saw this from the beginning. And most of the people who are being abused in relationship, they see them early, but they decide to ignore. So another thing is that when it steals your peace, it is too expensive for you. If you're in that relationship and you don't have peace, that is not worth it. It is too expensive for you. And you need to get to a level where you love yourself, develop a relationship with yourself. Because when you've got a good relationship with yourself, you don't need anyone else to love you. You love yourself, and you are in a good space where you can take care of yourself and spend time with yourself. So yeah, I believe that today's message is going to help a lot of people. If you are in a toxic relationship, where you are in a relationship where you're not honored, where you're not respected, it's time to check out. You don't deserve to be there. Have a beautiful day and God bless you.